Alright, so today we're going to talk about there's a Tiffany Haddish interview on the Jay Shetty podcast. Jay Shetty, Shetty podcast. Very great interview. Very open interview. Very vulnerable interview. I'm not going to tell you to take it to heart because everything in the industry is pretty much I don't want to use the word theatrical. It's kind of like it's prepped up. It's kind of like it's pre-made, so you never know. There's a word I'm looking for, but I can't think of it. Everything in the industry is orchestrated. So what you see could be true, what you see could be fake. These are actors. Even when they're not acting, they're acting. So you just feel it out. Feel if you feel that it's genuine what she's saying. But one thing I can add, she spoke of her father, she spoke of her mother, her siblings, her relationship with men, how difficult it is to be an entertainer, her dreams and aspirations. What I've gathered was that she's a very beautiful soul. She's a nice spirit, nice heart. But that doesn't escape you from ultimate sin, No judgment, because we're all human. And we all make the choices that we make, whether we're known to it or not, because a lot of people in the industry get in the industry when they're very young. They don't know. And misfortuned. So we have to consider that. Also, she spoke about blacks, indigenous people going back to Israel and Africa. And I think that if you really listen to her interview, you really see that she's really she's joking, but she's really throwing out gems if you can catch what she's saying. Very, very intelligent individual. I don't believe she gets enough credit for who she is as a person. Though that is part of the process. Part of the industry is to show you as an entertainer. We pay you for what we hired you as, not as a person. We will take your likeness and give you monies to portray the individual that we want you to become or be. But it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about what does it take for someone to be happily committed? Because she spoke about having multiple relationships, and maybe if she had a father, she wouldn't have to have all them issues that she went through with men. So I realized a few things. One, money does not make you happy inside. It doesn't, because she's clearly good enough financially, but she's bound by something. She's not going to leave Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? So she's bound by the system, but also dealing with regular individuals' problems. Because just because you're in Hollywood doesn't mean you escape human issues. You're still on the planet. You're just dealing with the other God. I feel for her, though. We all have our issues, but I feel that individuals like her with kind hearts aren't really meant for this planet. This planet is evil. Um, she spoke about the issues with her mother. Many black children, daughters, go through this with their own mother, problems that will never be healed. And I thank her for her vulnerability. Who knows? She might see this, she might not. But I thank her for being vulnerable. She didn't have to open up. She could have, said whatever she wanted. What she said felt honest. It felt honest. Um, but it had me thinking about what type of man I want to be, because she's grown, but she clearly still is dealing with traumas. Therapy cannot help. It does not help, clearly. God will help. And I don't mean to sound like a Tyler Perry movie, but if you could get a real connection with God, you will realize your issues will go away. They will, but you have to acknowledge it in the way that is very vulnerable, because if he doesn't sense the truth in what you're saying, he won't help you. What else? Um, she spoke about living in, not moving too far away from where you're from, because she has money now. But I think that's just a choice on where you feel comfortable and safe. Um, Everyone knows that LA is creepy. What else she speak? She spoke about a lot of things. She spoke about a lot. If you get the chance to see it, Jay Shetty, Tiffany Haddish interview. Um, what else? She spoke about the dynamic between like women having money and bossing around men. Once they get the money, how they talk to them. Remember what I spoke about earlier? About a woman having everything and still complaining. It shows, and I'm not glad this is happening to her, but it shows what I'm saying is true. If humans understood their role, half of our emotional output wouldn't exist. A lot of what we're dealing with emotionally is because we don't know our roles. So now we sad all the time. I really wish I had some bullet points, because it was a good interview, but it was scattered around everywhere, because that's just how the interview went. Um, she cried a lot. Oh, I can see. She didn't cry, but I saw the, when your eyes glow, you're about to cry, but you don't. I could see the glow in her eyes, and I was like, okay, she's sad. She's sad a lot. She feels a lot. She spoke about the connection that she had with her grandma, with her mother, that she wanted to be loved by her mother, but her mother would never love her back. She spoke about how her mother's sick and it affects her. She spoke about her father not being there but still having love for him. Spoke about a lot of things. She spoke about the pain that still exists in her as a child, which I respect, because she had made a joke about, I think, Shaq picking her up and coddling her like a baby, and I started laughing because, like, even though she's a grown woman, she was expressing that even though I'm a grown woman, I still have the feelings of a child. So can you take away this pain for a minute? And she said that she spoke to basketball players and asked them that, like for real, and they laughed at her. You know what I'm saying? But I believe her. I believe that she probably did ask real basketball players to pick her up and call and hold her like a baby. They probably laughed at her. But yeah, it really. She spoke about going to Israel, which was very important. Um, I really wish that this world would get better quicker. But I honestly feel like we're the speed of the world changing. We have to get better quicker, and then the world gets better quicker. Because that interview really that interview that interview really made me sad. Um, what else? What else? I don't really know what else to speak about. Keep your head up. If you feel lost, take it day by day. It's just like so much is going on right now in the world, in life. I feel brand new but confused at the same time. I'm just trying to, take it slow. If I'll put it like this: if you're going through anything, today is Monday. If you're going through anything, don't try to change immediately. Try to brainstorm on what future you really want. Try to brainstorm on what friends you want to have. Like, kick out the old ones in your mind. Kick out the old relationships in your mind. Kick out everything that doesn't make sense in your mind and say, where do I want to start from here? That's step one. I sometimes ask myself, how did the slaves get through this? Because why does it seem like in my mind it seems harder to maneuver now than it did then? So I'm just trying to live my life simplistically. Because I know the first shall be last and the last shall be first. I know that. I just don't know when. I don't know when. I just want to go to the beach, live on a beach, maybe two baddies, maybe one, a child or two for God's purposes, not my own. And the understanding that things will work out in His way. So I'm kind of just living it by ear because I've realized over time my choices don't really mean much to God. They mean something, but they really don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Um, who knows? Who knows? I don't know. But like I said, focus on yourself. Watch that podcast if you get a chance. Really do. Watch that podcast if you get a chance. Really. I know I'm just rambling, but this week, the last 2 weeks has been so weird. This is the first time where I get a chance to just sit down and like just take a moment and just like I need to write in my journal. I need to get this off my check. Talking to the cell phone is different from like really just like just getting this out of my system. Like, yeah, I think that's about it. Whatever doesn't make sense to you, get it out of your system. We're in May, which is a month of work, a month of organization, a month of responsibility. Focus your life. Don't really rush it, but just focus it. Kind of like organize it. What do you want? You're like a planner, like in school. What do you want your next year to look like? Try to piece it out now, bit by bit. And for anyone going through stresses, just realize it's 2024. 4 years ago, the government tried to make it seem like y'all was sick. Really think about that. So if you ever have doubts about your progress, if you ever have any issues saying you're not good enough, 4 years ago the government tried to kill us off. Think about that. So you're 4 years into reprogramming and reproducing a new self. Technically, you're 4 years old. This is a new world. So everyone's confused. Don't stress on it. Be grateful for what you do have, what you do got going on. And start from there, one day at a time, bit by bit by bit. Who knows? This might be the most unorganized, disorganized generation ever. Who knows? So don't take it too serious. Don't take it too serious. I wish I had the solutions. I really do. Because this world is boring. It really is. I really just wish that this world could change right now. Like, I really wish, like, it could just change and we could just reproduce a new world. Not reproduce. We could produce a new world. Anyways, big up to Jay Shetty. Big up to Tiffany Haddish. Watch that interview. Very enlightening. She's spitting a lot of gems. Many times in life, you got to use jokes in place of truth. You have to mix it together. Watch that. If you get a chance, watch that podcast. Jay Shetty podcast, Tiffany Haddish. You'll enjoy it. It'll maybe allow you to place things in perspective in your own personal life. Because you start to understand that things happen for a reason. The good, the destructive, like life is ugly. It really is. But all things happen for a reason. This life is a game, all of it. The more understanding we have for the game we're playing, the better we can get through it. Even you having children, I don't have children, but even for those that have children, it's a part of the game, part of the plan. Take it slow, take it easy. We all gonna get through this at our own time.